for the wait, I know, but the lines will be open in a moment from now. We'll be on 323-3777, 323-3999. If you're not able to make a call for some reason, you can always text me on 1600-1600. And so we are. Here we are again. The purchase and import of 40 Maserati executive vehicles has certainly unleashed a series of backlash, both domestically and internationally. Criticisms from Papua New Guineans have come about with a mixed reaction on the costs to the mechanics of the vehicles. Criticisms from neighboring Australia include that of outspoken politician Pauline Hanson, calling on Australia to withdraw its aid to PNG, alleging that the PNG government, despite receiving aid from Australia, could still afford the Maseratis for use during APEC next month. The Maserati quadruport sedans were flown in last week on two Boeing 747 chartered flights out of Milan, Italy, as I hear. But the vehicles, after serving APEC, will be put out on public tender and eventually be sold to the private sector in Papua New Guinea. Something that doesn't go down well with a lot of Papua New Guineans, including three members of parliament who are actually here in the studio with me, and I'd like to make mention, of course, Honourable Brian Kramer for Medang Open, Honourable Keringa Kua for Sinasina Yongamu, and the Governor for East Sepik, Honourable Alan Byrne. Gentlemen, good morning to the three of you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, how are you all?
Good morning.
All good, all good.
That's good, good plan. Now, so, if the Prime Minister stresses that there's nothing secret in the purchase, or APEC operations for that matter, why is there so much concern on this purchase, can I ask?
Well, maybe I should start the discussion.
Yeah.
The entire thing was treated as top secret. In fact, when and this is quite contradictory to what the Honourable Prime Minister has said. When the vehicles arrived on Sunday, we know that MTV and other media were actually at the airport and took the pictures. And they were told, you're not allowed to go to print. What happened since then is that two other individuals, one was a private individual and the other one was actually the company that delivered the Maseratis. They went and put the news out in the public domain. So in actual fact, this was treated as top secret. And in fact, if you look at some of the communications, members of the public were in fact threatened under the so-called APEC Security Act, Cyber Act, that, what you're doing is in fact treason. And what you're doing is, in fact, these are state secrets that you're divulging to the public. And why so much secrecy around 40 expensive, sexy sports cars? And I think that's the question we all need answers to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. Kramer, you say the government has been extravagant in this purchase. How much, give us an idea how much these vehicles actually cost.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Douglas. Look, we've since opposition obtained a copy of the actual pro forma invoice. And the details of the invoice disclose that the purchase of these 40 Maserati sports cars. Now, it's important to note that most Papua New Guineans have never heard of the word Maserati. These are high-performance, extremely luxury vehicles. So these cars are for the rich and famous. Papua New Guinea, we don't have any rich and famous people here.
They're for actors and soccer players.
Yes. So in total, the invoices disclose that these vehicles were purchased for $125,000 US each, of 40, comes to a price of $5 million. The air freight to fly them to PNG was $1.3 million, which is equivalent to 4 million kina. The total cost of this acquisition or procurement of these vehicles was 6.3 million US, equivalent to around 21 million kina. They arrived on, ironically, you could say, I'll say ironically, you can say that they arrived poetically on the same week that thousands of teachers had their pays cut, massively cut, without any explanation why. At the same time, these vehicles arrived in the same period. So this invoice is addressed to Mr. Christopher Hawkins, the CEO of APEC. I understand that the APEC minister tabled a report in Parliament to also another controversial issue. He's paid $500,000 a month for his role to CEO of APEC.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Consistent with the statements made by the Minister for APEC saying that no, we put a down payment. This invoice confirms the terms of payment were 35%. down payment, non-refundable, advance, and then the balance of 65% after 30 days. So the invoice was dated the 31st of August, 60 days or 30 days after that, it arrives us September, October. So when the government actually paid, and then we said we coincided with massive pay deductions to teachers around the country.
Yes, I mean, speaking of this, of course, help me understand this. And your understanding on the 2018 APEC budget, is the purchase of the vehicles in budget?
Sorry, no, absolutely not. The budget's been tabled, and this is what happens.
No details.
There's no details. I mean, if corruption operates of secrecy, and you keep things secret, then you can get away with corruption. So on the face of it, there's no question in my doubt this was a corrupt deal. The basis of the fact that it was done secretly, it was never tabled in Parliament. It would have been a line item hiding somewhere, perhaps under the APEC budget. Opposition we always ask for details and never given it. And by law, under the Finance Management Act, the government cannot make a single purchase or spend a single toya until it's in the budget. And when it's in the budget, then it has to go subject to the Finance Management Act. It means it has to go to public tender. So I'm not aware of any public tender. Even before they bought this vehicle, it must go to public tender. So an amount this large has to go through NEC. So we have confirmed information from our good friends in NEC, confirming that this was approved by NEC. But the process is after NEC approves, it must go to CSDB. And that then must go for public tender. And none of these details are known to the public. Where was the public tender?
I'm just completely lost in all of this. Now, what exactly is the arrangement? Is this a gift from another country such as Edo? Are we actually paying for this? I know we are in a way, but who in actual fact at the bottom end is going to be forking out this bill?
Well, the Prime Minister has gone on record yesterday to the media in response to the opposition statement, my press statement, and confirmed this was purchased out of Sri Lanka. And the invoice states clearly the company that was behind or supplied these vehicles is Ideal Choice Limited. Now, the biggest scandal or controversy about this is it describes the company's description is a spare parts and sales, stores and workshop complex. So Papua New Guinea spent 21 million kina,
not even new car sales,
in a spare parts company to buy the luxury vehicles that were ordered directly out of Italy. I don't know why we just didn't go through a dealership in Australia. So the Prime Minister said yesterday, oh no, we have to go through third party because you can't buy directly from the manufacturer. Well, last time we checked even on the internet and an address in Australia, they have a dealership in Australia. Why did we pay 21 million and 4 million air freight to halfway across the world to a country called Sri Lanka, Colombo,
that doesn't have a dealership?
They have a dealership, but why would you spend that money over there? So, and on a spare parts and workshop company.
Gentlemen, we've got a call coming in very early. Can we take this call?
Sure.
NAS1 FM 100 Talkback. Good. If you're listening in, of course, maybe I'd probably advise that you tune in and you have a listen to what's going on. A Maserati vehicle we're talking here. The arrival. Yes, and I've got Alan Bird, Brian Kramer, and Karen Galkua with me in the studio.
Good morning, Drew.
Your name, please. Now you're in William. Yes, Nathan. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Papua New Guinea, I'm not in that kind of passing system where now you walk not to talk no more. That's and you mean like you can change it.
Landscape. It's landscape.
I think we all stop talking about issues and let the change come. What I'm trying to get across here is in some views and in some ideas, Papua New Guinea is on top of the world. The world is looking at Papua New Guinea. So why we should not be talking about debt. We should not be backbiting or arguing over that. Then these trucks or vehicles can come to PNG to serve in the APEC.
Yeah. Oh, well, can I get some response from one of you three here? I mean, as Nathan's on the phone here.
Yeah. Kerenga Kua here. Nathan, point blow you, that's the other point of view.
Yeah.
Where Mipla come from, and Mipla need to explain him at the outset so Mipla Olgara Papua New Guinea can understand. Olgara something you may like walking member relevant in some context, law development, law Papua New Guinea. But what we need to understand him also, country blame him legally country, and I got legally one kinata so. So important question him how by you prioritize him. This blah or kinatoya na put him go area where you need him most. That's the essence of the debate that underpinning this issue. Maserati. Maserati is just simply an example, but it goes to the whole of APEC and it goes to plan the ARPLA government agenda, such as building up Port Moresby and Lae, but ignoring WOW, ignoring the remote districts of Papua New Guinea. I know thinking more in the expenditure program, the development of Papua New Guinea. So question of priority and become important through. So where we are coming from is this, why not spending law APEC? Why not spending, for example, law, this is law Maserati, time at the same time all road conditions law wow backgrab, all get aid post law wow backgrab, all bridges all backgrab, law and order to backgrab. Why not you spending law something all people blow place whereby you got more direct impact and improving quality of life blow, rather than on these things which are luxury things. They look good and they make us feel good, but in the overall context of our desire to making progress, making any big impact. Also, this is a wrong priority.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, what I'm talking here is, let the APEC meeting comes on, let those foreign countries that buys, that uses our oil and gas, let their currency come in. Untuk vision by Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and yet, you enough to get strong. Kasi nalaring Amerika, ang mga production service, oil na gas, gawin niya.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, Nathan, I think by me also strategically talk piece in past time. I think plenty man merino sawe kina blow is a strong low one as. So you must think good you all foreign international company in a country all how much lo can put in money in Kamlo Papua New Guinea, but suppose he got still passing the corruption and by hard. You saw it. So why all country or Papua New Guinea develop corruption? So this like issue lo buy car, lo side lo you got question mark lo corruption. So no got line talk lo stop him APEC lo come up. But you me got man meri stop inside la house sick. Suppose you like talk strong, we all know a marasin, then I think best you go la house sick, now you look him on na talk, oh sorry. People like him APEC lo come up, so people can hamamasim all big shot lo na country. But no got marasin now, but I mean you die past them na behind by me talk lo side lo you behind APEC finish. I think you saw us and this whole family all not accept him as a talk pisin. No about running you.
Yeah.
So people must think him life and big plus something. APEC and by come na go. Next year by another country. You know one plus something. This little country, all tribe country, all can host him APEC and really something longer. Papua New Guinea, people really country. Now, people sort lo marasin, people sort lo bimal teacher, people sort lo public service. So, this line and people concerned lo man meri. All no busy lo APEC. APEC no na puti marasin lo mouse lo pigini lo you. Me like talk clear. So, all mama, all work lo pilin pen, all pigini pilin pen, me pla lulu lo is la past time. God no na blessing you me lo APEC. O se ba me talk clear. Pasin you mi walking lo look out him nada pem start lo heavy tasol blessing ba kam lo disla. You no can bisi lo kina na you no can bisi lo oil na gas. Mi bla bagarab jet lo oil na gas. O se lo give him ting ting lo.
Let's take this other call out. Next one, FM 100 talk back. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Please, your name, please. I'd like to take a record of that and where you're calling from. Okay, that's all right. Your name, please. You're calling from Medang? Yeah. All right, Steve, you're on air.
Commend the opposition group for bringing this to the Talkback show so that most of the population in PNG can be able to get this information. And secondly, I want to say, whatever the outcome may be after the Talkback show, I'd like to encourage the opposition group to rally behind themselves and then get the population.
Stephen, we haven't lost you, have we? It looks like we've lost you.
Can I say something?
Yeah, very quickly.
Well, me like talk this blood solo side blow question me Nathan been asking first time here.
Yeah.
Me play sawe osem government igat priority blongem na APEC yang obla priority blog government. Problem me play gat longem osem. Why not cost blongem adapt to mas? One kind two osem time you got South Pacific Games. Pacific Games we've been holding long. PNC, that was the most expensive games in history. So this la passing lo spending travel money lo come up in legally something. Mipla lo here we are redefining that. So money where suppose Pacific Games only been spending 400 million. Suppose all spending 100 million. Because the next game so la working lo tonga was 80 million kina.
Yeah, now.
That's a kind of passing blow. So also na toto brand ni tokia and talk straight. Time you may start lo working all this la kind of event about yeah. He got big blood chance blow, something underneath, 1-1 all toya by loose underneath. Na time you walk in kind of deal na osem. Ino Maserati emiet. Em tok kerengay tokya. Ino Maserati emiet. Maserati em soim tasol pizza. Lo one is something walk lo come up. Because osem Brian tu itok. Why? Iga tol dila stop lo Australia. All proper dila. Ino osem all operate lo. Osem desla online miplay kisim desla Maserati longolia. All operate lo kain hap all sem baruni ya office ball stop lo baruni ino sem boroko motos by you go long town na you looking office ball stop close to the solo waigani o you pani mela motos by you go down lo badili na lista pa kain o sem pleskilia desla parts to ya ideal choice all polimia lo country blongoliatia all stop lo kain hap o sem baruni na all operate lo ha why na kaman lo papua New Guinea working international event. You go na paini wambla dila na ino dila blo Maserati tu emino official dila
Borco Motors, PNG Motors.
PNC Motors only sta place kilia ya
Lo here.
why by you go paini man hide backside lo baruni
Ela
open business lo
Motors.
ha time you make it is like no sem Brian ito kya time you la make it something no good but you hide na you make him you na make it place kilia you na go lo man sta place kilia na deal lo place kilia na ogi something lo place kilia o sem Brian ito kya tenda way.
Yeah. Can I take this other call? Next one, FM 100 Talkback. Hello? Yes, very quickly, you're on air. Yeah.
One. Motors, they're probably selling Suzuki's or something. Not that good for cars, the Motors. Look back at the VS that we have at Motors. Nicely priced, not so not as cheap as the company that they bought the Maseratis from. One of the VS is pretty good. Then the Stratos. If you look at the recent years, they've bought the Kia Optimus for some other meeting. There were several Toyota Prados bought for another meeting. I mean, you can always purchase from here. I just don't understand why they have to go and buy the Maserati thing.
M1 good pla talk lot. Jerry, yeah.
Yes.
Jerry, good pla talk because
you'll have to put your headset on so you can have that conversation with Jerry.
Yeah, sorry, Jerry, M1 pla good pla point. The reason why there's a lot of suspicion swirling around this particular purchase is because we've got some really good motor vehicle dealers in Papua New Guinea, like Ella Motors, PNG Motors, Boroko Motors, all this stuff. And they've been with us for years and years. And they can go anywhere in the world and hire a vehicle, buy a vehicle, suppose you like him. Why don't you source it through them? Instead of going through to an unknown third party in the back streets of Sri Lanka to make this particular acquisition. That's point one to your point, Jerry. And the second point.
No, it's not the regional representative from Maserati. It's actually Australia. Yes. So whoever is giving us the crap about Sri Lanka being the regional representative, Kramer in Australia, they are the regional representative for the Asia Pacific region.
Absolutely, and that's the very point. So, I concerned on this around Semolio. There must be something to hide when you go around the back streets like that in secret. And now put him on the table. Like you've longer Papua New Guinea ringing, expressing views. Should we put up with this sort of things, or should we be expressing our disappointment over the way the government is running this particular issue? And this Maserati thing, and me talk again, it's only one of those things. The whole thing about APEC is shrouded in mystery. Mipla Staplo Parliament, we're supposed to be well versed with all the details of the expenditures and the items, the itemized budget for the APEC thing, but we are not. Every time you ask him question of Parliament, they give some vague, very, very vague answer, and you can ask the question again. So if we are in the dark, then the owners of the money, who are the citizens of this country, are worse off. So they can't make any informed judgment as to whether the government, whom they've mandated to represent them and do their businesses with honesty and transparency, is working good, or am working some high passing or karma and stuff. There's a lot of questions that needed to be asked, and the government needs to come forward and table the complete details of the expenditures and the total cost. And Antaplo, I should introduce a new subject. What are the benefits we are going to get out of APEC? What are the benefits?
From South Pacific Games and all the promises. And then what are the benefits not from APEC? It's not so with SP Games. SP Games are a lot of spending. And then look at what we have now. And the APEC. Not how the something means. Okay, enough there. What are the something? The people just running around through the market. Stepping down.
Jerry, thank you so much for the call. We'll have to leave it here for you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, though. But we've got a traffic sort of a jam here with calls coming in. That's one FM 100 Talkback. Hello, Ivan. How are you again? Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning, Douglas.
Morning, Douglas.
Ivan, it's Ivan.
Oh, sorry. Good morning, Douglas. Good morning, Ivan.
Thanks, Ivan. Yes.
Has used taxpayers' money to import these vehicles. 20 million kina. Now, because of APEC, no tax is paid on these vehicles. Because of APEC, there's not going to be a single unload cost.
Yes.
After APEC, the government's going to sell these cars at bargain prices to the political cronies.
Yes. And now?
These cronies will sign contracts in advance with the government for upcoming events to hire these vehicles. Or these cronies will export the vehicles to Australia and sell them and make a huge profit.
Yes.
Or these will ship the vehicles to Australia and float the riches on the motorways and freeways. So this scam, using APEC as a front, is all done at the detriment of the people. This scam using APEC as a front is solely a business deal to make the rich richer in PNG at the cost of the people of Papua New Guinea. So this is just lies. O'Neill, the Prime Minister, Justin Tchenko, and Chris Hawkins. If I may have the opportunity to ask them this question, what's their cut in this deal? My views to Papua New Guinea is this, very, very simple. Get rid of Peter O'Neill and his corrupt government immediately. he rides on propaganda, 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 one after the other.
And now?
To Brian Allen and Kalinga.
Ivan, all right, thank you. Well, Ivan's mentioned some very big, made some very big comments there, and I wanted to ask if he could, give us a bit more clarification on that. But what can you take from his comments, gentlemen?
Well, that's a very smart Papua New Guinean. I think what I take from that comment is, you see, plenty of minister now here, and this is the thing. I think only thing was a Mibla Papua, plenty Papua New Guinea Mibla stupid. That's why only gonna work against something because all things was I'm on long money, I don't have say. But look at Ivan. Ivan just nailed it. And this is the thing. Mibla talk was a Mibla leader, Mibla member, but the most important thing we must do is we must respect our people. This deal shows a complete lack of respect for our people.
Yeah,
And disrespecting Mibla straight here, and insulting Mibla straight here. You know, working APEC. Mibla one bell, you go ahead now working. That's what you know, working the one way where you treating Mibla or some long, just like what Ivan is saying. You know, Ivan can see it. We didn't put words in his mouth. Now, plenty Papua New Guinean, Trango look him. All Pili pen, all passing mouse and stuff. So what we are doing as an opposition is to provide a discussion venue. So Mibla can talk, lo desla something. Desla one plus sign and kerenga talk, one plus legally have example you may looking. But this example, trust me, there's the same way only working no desla all career. They are doing it in the road contracts. They are doing it in the wharf contract. They are doing it in housing. They are doing it in everything. And example, you look in Maserati, and I want to thank Ivan because I think Papua New Guineans are like Ivan. Only no long man, only no long married. They see what's going on. That's all also passing mouse, barely see one bell na stuff. But how long by me barely see na one bell when we've got 30,000 kids sitting for grade 12 exam year. Many of them are going to be looking for job next year because they can't go to tertiary institutions. How much plus job? You know, this government has spent probably 110, 115 billion kina since they came into power 7 years ago. There's like 115 billion kina block, money block, people block, Papua New Guinea all spending here. How much plus work only come up in block, there's like young plus piginini by losing school in the week after next or so.
Okay. Gentlemen, we'll take another call. NASFAN FM 100 Talkback. Hello? Yes? Yeah, you're on here. Just kindly tell me your name, please, and where you're calling from. Yes? Yeah, just very quickly, I mean, ask your question, and we'll get the panel to respond in a couple of words if you can. Yeah? You're on here. Go ahead, please. You're on here.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand when William Kina, that was the vehicles, the majority to the purchase. They just said that they're going to resell it to the private sector. And I'm just wondering, how are they going to do that, seemingly that the vehicle cost 1 million kina. So at this tough economic times, during this time, who is going to purchase that vehicle? Who's going to have 1 million kina lying around to purchase these vehicles?
It's a very powerful question. Very powerful question. You know, I'd love to hear Justin Taichenko and Prime Minister O'Neill answer that question because nobody has 1 million kina in their pockets now. If you look at the newspapers daily, family homes are being seized by the banks and placed on mortgage sales. The moms and dads have run out, you know, first-time home buyers, young Papua New Guinean professionals. They are all struggling to pay their home loans, and because of the tough economic situation, they are defaulting. And their first homes, family homes, are being seized on a daily basis and advertised for sale on mortgage sales in the newspapers. You know, there was a time 5 years ago when you could hardly see a property for rent. Now we're seeing a lot of properties for rent because there is nobody taking up tenancies. And then because families are defaulting on their loans, all the family homes are now being put up. You know, you look at Ohola, Tokrara, Boroko, Gerehu, all these suburban homes are being taken up, foreclosed on by the banks and being sold. So who has money? Nobody has money. So interesting question, you know, right on the head of the nail there. Who's going to buy these vehicles? You know, I'd like to hear from those Taichenko, you know. How can he be able to assure us, the taxpayers and the citizens of this country, that there's a market and that 40 Maseratis and Bentleys and all those luxury cars will have a market to be sold at fair market value? We recover the cost plus the taxes that we've lost because they're imported duty-free. That's also a loss to the state and to the people. So when you sell it, you don't sell it at the duty-free price. You go to sell it with the tax margin on it as well, so that people recover their taxes plus the cost of lending it as well. So we recover everything and we don't suffer loss anywhere. And now a market and bankrupt that's the big black hole there is, you know. Prentice, huh?
Prentice, isn't it? Is that your name?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Yeah,
and,
thanks.
you know, I'm hoping that Justin Taichenko will come here. You should ask him that question and ask him a lot of other questions, such as whether he and his families have been getting any contracts from NCDC continuously over the last 10 years or so, because that's a conflict of interest position, and Papua New Guinea people need to know. The leadership code requires that you don't place yourself in a conflict of interest situation when it comes to contracts to yourself and all the people to whom you are related to. So he needs to make declarations about too. It's about time that he comes clean.
All right, gentlemen, we'll go for a quick Prentice. Thank you so much for the call. Really appreciate. Yeah, thanks for that. There you go. We'll go for a quick commercial break. We're on 323-3777, 323-3999. Maseratis in Papua New Guinea. That's what we're discussing on Talkback this morning.
The National